Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing today? This is Daniel Evans, host of I Am the Data, focus on leadership, spirituality, seeking new ways for life, ways, but also waves, seeking to see like what's really out there for you for life. And this was this podcast, we tap into these different dynamics to show, that we all human and we want to bring a humanistic aspect to our different levels of leadership, our different levels of change, our perceptions, our value systems, our belief systems, and what all those things consist of. And our topic today is the power of life. And let me introduce my great co-host. Actually, took over for me last week because I was down and out, y'all. But I'm glad to be back. I was gone for like 2 weeks, but I'm glad to be back. Just got to keep it moving. But this is my beautiful co-host, Jeannie Muhammad, and she's gonna tell you about her little magic. She got a lot of magic going on, but she's just gonna share a little bit.
Peace and blessings. I am Jeannie Muhammad, your global happiness expert. I am about helping people that are going through challenges in their lives and they've lost themselves in those challenges. I strive to empower and inspire so that we can learn that we have the power to heal from within. And so
Mm.
I start out my day and I encourage everyone to start out your day being grateful for this life that we have been given an opportunity. Every day is a new beginning. Every day is an opportunity to get the things right that we did not get right yesterday. So each day is a new beginning, a beginning that we can look out on and see the beauty of life that we're given. So I am grateful. I'm grateful to have Nathaniel back here
Jeannie
today.
always say that, but I'm also great, and it's also grateful to have Jeannie as well. To see great Jeannie today. I was trying to get my screen according to her, head wrap, but I ain't have that. I ain't have that. I ain't have that type of platform.
Well, you did wonderful. I am just happy to have you
Hmm.
here, to have your energy here with me. I really enjoy sharing this space with you. And so I am grateful for that. And I am grateful for this conversation that we're going to have today, the
Yeah,
power of
definitely.
life.
Yeah, the power of life, power of life. It's wow. It's a billion topics in the world. That we can choose from. Like, and we choose the topic because we know we here to project life, and to encourage life, to promote life, and dealing with these platforms. You don't know who's out there, who's looking for what may help, someone life move forward. But, the power of
Right.
life is actually, even speaking about from what or relating to what Jean was talking about when her introduction. She spoke about the fact that one day can make a difference between another day, right? So it's like, every day has the potential to be a great day, to be an awesome day, to be a phenomenal day. It can be a sucky day. Like I wish I should have slept the whole day. I shouldn't have went out and did nothing today, right? But it's just having that power to have that decision in your life, right?
Hmm.
Because we're taking for granted that tomorrow may be a better day, right? And a better day for who, right? A better day for you, supposedly, right? Because I don't really think that you're actually projecting to the whole world that for the whole world tomorrow's gonna be a better day. If you just had a sucky day, right? You have a not so good day. I don't really think you're gonna be like having that gratitude that Jeannie was talking about earlier and saying, I hope tomorrow be a great day for everyone, not just for me, but for everyone, right?
Right. You know,
Right.
Nathaniel, when you're talking about that, because I was thinking earlier about the people that are going through a lot of difficulties now, and um, because what was it, Saturday or Friday? I declared World Smile Day,
Yeah, yeah, I saw
and
that.
right, and I was thinking about the people that sometimes are smiling, but they're really not happy.
Yeah, they hurt.
They're hurting. They're hurting
Yeah.
inside.
And it's something that you touched on earlier, and that's what I was getting to, that really it even solidified it more when you were speaking about making, you know, making the next day right, right? Getting that next day right that you didn't get right the day before. And I wanted to touch on that because when you were speaking about it, it touched me. And it just shows like our competitive nature with life itself, right? Where we are basically combat one day against the other, pit one day against the other. Try to say that 2005 was a beautiful year for me, but I hated 2007. That's the year I got divorced, so that was the year that this tragedy took place, so that was the year that these things occurred. And I think from what you were saying, it kind of like takes away from life when it actually is always in this competitive state. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not only competing with yourself, you're competing with the world, you're competing with your neighbors, your community, you're competing supposedly with social media, and then your days are competing with one another, right? Is a measurement of your days. Like if I was to accumulate 500 today, and then I was accumulate 50,000 tomorrow, I would say the day that supposedly that I accumulated 50,000 was my greatest day. The day that I created the 500 was cool, but it wasn't my greatest day. It was kind of like a bad day when I actually look at the measurements of it,
You
right?
you know,
And
Nathaniel,
yeah,
I understand what you're saying as far as the competitiveness, and you could look at it that way. I understand you can look at it that way, or let's flip it. You can, and I'm a great one for flipping
okay,
something.
got you.
You can look at it as not competing, not as competition,
Yeah,
but as an opportunity. You know,
yeah,
an opportunity, not that one day is competing against another day, because something you said also in the beginning about you having a crappy day. Now, maybe it's
mm-hmm,
good you had a crappy day because now you have an opportunity to learn something. See, that's flipping it.
mm,
You can look at it as a crappy day, or you can look at it, okay, it was a not so good day, but it was a good day because I have an opportunity to learn from that day.
mm-hmm.
That's what I
Yeah,
okay, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, 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 I definitely got it. I definitely understood exactly what you were saying. It was just something that really, reached out to me. And I believe, like even with people, because you're a life coach, a happiness coach, and you deal with a lot of different people. And when people starting out like on new journeys, really just like really, striving to get their lives in order, coming from a situation or reality that's basically unknown to them, and they're trying to basically, put down new roots, and replant their lives in a different direction, and I think that is like a major, disservice when you're dealing with, wordplay, and they start using good day versus bad day concepts,
Right.
right?
Right.
it becomes a very disempowering, you know what I'm saying, viewpoint.
Yes.
But as you said earlier, you know, when you're looking at it as every day is a greater opportunity, right? Then that's now it takes on another significance, you know what I'm saying, for
Yes.
your life, right?
Yes.
So, you know, I just wanted to show that to the people that, you know, it's everything seems to be like in a competitive state until we separate one from the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because like, you know, the sun, you know, it may come out today, might be 30 degrees, and they come out tomorrow, it might be 50 degrees. I don't think the sun is like, you know, yes, today is a greater day than the other day because I was at like 30 degrees, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm at 50 degrees, you know, like, and to be the sun, you know, it's like you're an infinite being that's like placed here on this planet for life to enjoy itself, right? And so many different ways of abundancy, you know what I'm saying, from that one element. It creates so much life for us. And for it to be able to compare one day with another, if it had 1 ounce of intelligence, it would go crazy. You know what I'm
Right. Right. And you know what? And Nathaniel, is so true. And when you talk about that, about the sun,
saying?
one day it may be shining bright, and the
Yeah.
next day it may be gloomy. But this is the way life is also, because there's a need for all of that. There's a need for all of that. So I can't say today, because the day is shining, the sun is shining bright, that it's better than yesterday when it was all dark and all, because for some reason there was a need for that.
Mm,
I don't know what the
yeah.
need was. I don't know
Yeah.
why the creator said today we need to have a little overcast.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I think that's like that's one of the beauties of this life. You know what I'm saying? That you know, man doesn't have, you know, total control of the seasons and the elements, and you know, and how the Most High generates them. Because if man had control over that, we would
Oh,
be in
Nathaniel,
trouble. We
I
yo,
say that. I know. I say that all the time, Nathaniel. About I am so happy that I am not a judge of people.
yeah.
I
I mean,
I don't.
because you know, I don't want to be dictated by your dictatorship, right? You know, as a weather consultant, right? You know, and the and dictate, you know, that every day now supposed to be 90 degrees, you know, but you know, and
Because you
now
like
I
it
can't.
90 degrees. That may not
But
be good for me, Nathaniel.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Because now, you know, when I come outside, I'm never surprised. It's never raining. You know, it's never snowing. I don't feel no wind no more. Like, you know, it just like, you just can't take away what I would say the natural beauty of how things are supposed to exist as a natural beauty, right? You know, not according to your dictatorship, but as a natural beauty. That's what the topic, you know, the power of life is, because it's due to our natural, you know, components for life. You know what I'm saying? The natural things, you know what I'm saying, of our lives. Not the makeshift things that we want to create, you know, and attach ourselves to. Like, I was watching a
Mhm.
movie the other day, which is kind of hilarious. Um, but the woman had passed away, older woman passed away, and she told her son that she need him to put this big cross. She had this big wooden cross that she had in her room, and she need to put that. He need to put that in a casket with her. You know, that's one of her wishes. You know, in her will.
Oh, okay.
And it was just bizarre because when he put it in the casket, you know, I was like, why would somebody want a heavy object on their chest? Right? So it's like,
Oh, only you, Nathaniel, would be thinking. Only you would be going there. I only you.
I just
Only you, Nathaniel, would be thinking
I'm
like
just saying,
that.
bro, like I'm just saying, like, if you had to get out, if you had to get out the womb with that, you would never make it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna never, it's really no reason
Oh,
to
only
to
you.
be to be buried with that because you can't do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? Like just give it to the Salvation Army or something. I'm just saying, like, you know, to have certain, you know, to have an object which is laying on your body. I guess even when you alive or dead, I just really just like look at it like,
Wow.
why is this thing like? If I had like an out of body experience and I was just like looking down, I'm like, why did I tell him to put this heavy thing on my chest? Like,
Oh, wait a minute. Nathaniel be like, what was I thinking?
what was I thinking about? Like, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need no extra weight, right? I'm just saying, like, it's like I'm saying, like, this life, it just showed us, like, even look at a little scenario like that, as far as like how you get attached to something. It's designed for you. It's designed for us not to be attached, to be detached, but then we come to become detached. You know what I mean?
Right.
On the things that we ourselves, or even the manipulators that come into our lives to get us to actually conform to a certain reality of something, to
Okay.
view certain
Yes.
way, to think about it a certain way, to do it a certain way, to be it of a it, to transform yourself into it, to be the it. You know what I'm saying? To be that thing that you're trying to represent. It was like I was going to a Hebrew Israelite school when I was really young, and I remember I ran across the book in the book of Genesis. They was talking about Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was talking about that King Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Our forefather Jacob. In the Bible, Jacob, he loved Joseph a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He had 12 sons and one daughter, but it was the son about Joseph that he just really loved Joseph, right? So he brought Joseph a coat of many colors,
Yes.
like every color under the sun was in that coat.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was young, I went into this school in Harlem, and one of the brothers said that he was Joseph reincarnated, and he was like, "Look, see, I even got the coat with many colors, like a verification or something like that." Well, at the end of the day, you can go anywhere and get that coat made. So that's not that doesn't make that doesn't make you Joseph. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, I could make you one, Nathaniel.
yeah, I know, I'm pretty sure, and knit it too, right? But I'm just saying, like, I'm just, it's like that coat. So let's say, for instance, let's say you were Joseph reincarnated, and you was given this coat, right? And let's say the coat got stolen or something, would you no longer be Joseph? Like,
Oh, okay.
see,
Okay.
the,
Okay.
the, the power of this life is just to let us know that we have life. That life has miraculously been granted to each and every one of us for its
Mm-hmm.
own particular reason,
Right.
right? It
Right.
has its own investment in the purpose of who we are
Right.
and what we represent into the world, whether it may be for a moment, maybe it may be for a long period of time. We don't know. We
And
just know that.
you know, when you say that, and Nathaniel, the thought that came to my mind was, I think that's why so many people are unhappy, is because we are so busy trying to be like other people. We're so busy trying to, and comparing ourselves to other people and not really embracing our uniqueness. Not,
Yeah, it's kind of like, when we first discovered oranges, right? And one of us grabbed them. You had to take somebody that had some type of goals and say, this looks like something I can eat. I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna snatch it up. Looks nice, it's bright. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So I'm just snatch it up, right? And as they eating an orange, they be like, well, it tastes good, this, but what made it? How was it made? And who made it? And how long has it been sitting here? And all these different things, instead of just appreciating the value of this thing they call orange, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you ask yourself all these questions, you know what I'm saying, about the orange instead of just enjoying the orange, right? First of all, you
Right.
realize it's not poison. It's not poison because you ain't die. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Then next thing you know, we take the orange, we turn the orange juice and all type of stuff and put it in pills for vitamin C and all type. So just so many different things that's actually associated to this one thing that we may call orange, right? But do we really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the power, you know what I'm saying, of like that actually created this orange, that actually brought forth this orange, right? The element
Mm-hmm.
of, of our existence, right? Because now we're actually caught up in a space where now, right, we are the dictators of life, right? So
Right.
I'm gonna come out with this concept, and I want everybody in the world to follow me, right? I'm gonna create a
Mm-hmm.
philosophy, and whoever doesn't adapt to this philosophy will be destroyed, right?
Right.
Everyone that I see in the world that I walk by, they must love me and respect me and bow down to me when they see me, right? Which means that I'm never going to get anywhere because I got to keep on paying homage to all these different people, right? And then
Right.
I'm going to get stuck. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's, you know, as the more that we actually create this basically dictatorship concept for our lives, the greater of that concept that we created becomes a burden for our own lives.
And that's why it's important that we flow with the life. I say that because, I learned late in my life how to flow with the life. We fight life. We battle with life. And I think that that's one way we lose our power, the power of life, because we're
Mm-hmm.
constantly fighting with life instead of flowing. And when I say flow with life, it's, we were talking about earlier about that
Mm-hmm.
good day, that bad day, that what it when we have a day that's not going the way we envision that it should go, have we learned how to flow with that?
Hmm.
How to
Yeah.
not wrestle with it, not stress on it because of how it's going that day. And because we do that, I believe, uh, hey, Keisha, how are you doing? Good to have you here. It's always good to have you here, Keisha.
Yeah,
Um,
scared to trust our process. That's what Keisha said, right?
right, right, right.
Because it is. I mean, I did speak to Keisha. I think I was even a guest on her podcast, which was actually amazing. And we did speak about the same type of topic, and it's you know that thing of just like letting go. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there. There's
Right.
really nothing else, right? It's just that because you know when you have the things that you say that you possess, and you say that they're mine, when you have those things, right, and when you possess something, anytime you possess something, it also possesses you, right?
Right.
So don't think that it's just a one-way street, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come, you actually fall in love with things that you have. You fall in love with your cup. This is my favorite plate. This is my favorite chair, and all these different things. You actually get connected. You know what I'm saying, to these different
Mm-hmm.
things, and from what I've been seeing, as you connect yourself to many different things, the more things that you connect yourself, the more unraveling you have to do. You know what I'm saying? When it's
Right.
time for you to create a
Right.
new process for yourself, when you start seeing your life shifting, or the dynamics shifting in your life, and you start seeing that you're going in a different direction, but the things that you have created, the things that you have linked yourself to, right? It takes away that easy flow, that momentum that you was talking about earlier, about the power of life and how life, it just moves us. It just flows. You know what I'm saying? It's a continuum, right? It's a
Right.
continuum. It's
Right.
like, understanding that if you plant the seeds every year is going to be the same continuum. There may be some of, fruits and vegetables of different sizes and things of that nature, and shapes and weight and things of that nature. At the end of the day, you know that it's going to produce because you brought forth, these seeds, to bring forth this life, right? So the
You know
power of
what?
our mind
I
is,
want to comment on that because I have a
yeah.
story to tell, Nathaniel. I planted, I garden sometimes, and I grew up gardening. I grew up on a farm, and
I agree, Keisha.
right, and this past spring, I planted
Hmm.
all these tomatoes, and
Yeah.
I planted squash, zucchini. I was just excited about all these, vegetables, fresh vegetables that we were going to have. And, like you said, you plant and you wait through the different cycles of life because you have planted. Now you're ready to reap what you have
Yeah.
planted. Nathaniel, my plants had all kind of flowers, but not one tomato grew. And you should have seen the plant. They were huge. Not one zucchini, not one squash, not one. I didn't have a harvest at all.
Mm.
Now, I'm comparing this to life.
Yeah.
Now, what should have been my reaction? Should I just because I put all this time and energy into these tomatoes and this squat watering. I mean, I was watering, I was, checking to make sure they were not diseased or anything, but not one tomato, not
Mm.
one. And I had to say, okay, there was something I didn't do right. It had to have been something I didn't do right. But I'm not going to let that discourage me from when this spring come. I am going to plant
Mm-hmm.
again
Or even
and
or even or even hire a consultant for the first trip to make sure
to
that
figure
nothing
out
goes wrong.
well, I did
Yeah,
some
to make sure nothing
research.
goes wrong.
I did some
Do some
research,
research.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, you might even get like a nice little consultant, to help you put some things down in perspective. But that's the thing is, and I was gonna say you had a third, because you had these beautiful flowers and stuff now, so you can just package them up. You could have put them on like little bouquets and sold them on the side of the road or something. Got some of your money back. I don't know. You know what
But
I'm saying? But
okay,
it's many things that
Nathaniel,
you could have done.
Keisha said
Yeah,
unlearning and relearning. So that's what I have to do.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you got unlearning. The whatever trick you did to create all those great flowers, right? So you can relearn on how to get that
I
zucchini
want some tomatoes
instead of
though.
because you probably got like a zucchini flower or something like that. I don't know how you did it, but That's probably what it is.
But
But
I was
yeah,
just
it's
comparing that to life.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, and that's a great correlation. You know what I'm saying? Because we are we are always planting seeds, right? No matter what's going on, we're always planting seeds. If not
Yes.
in our minds and hearts, and in the hearts and minds of other people,
Yes.
right? When you hear the person say, "I'm a motivational speaker," he's a motivational planner, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he just planting seeds with his words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And getting people to become familiar with him, and he or she has this great, phenomenal message, and everybody needs to hear it. And then they become successful, and they're like, "This is one of the greatest speakers of all times." He plants seeds. You know what I'm saying? So next time
I
you have
was
another
looking at
concert,
that word,
yeah,
Nathaniel,
uh-huh.
power.
Which
You're
word
talking
was
about
that?
power. I was wondering
Oh,
what
power.
Keisha was laughing about.
Well,
She was
I don't
laughing.
know what Keisha laughing about. You gotta let us know what you're laughing about, Keisha. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it's always good to say LOL, so I'll definitely put it up there. But you know, I mean, because this is something that you want for your life. Like you like, I got this talent. I'm gonna go out there and put it out there. People are gonna gravitate to me. They're gonna listen to my my story. They're gonna download my video. They're gonna listen to me on YouTube. They're gonna follow me, subscribe. All these plans that's going on. With this concept that you
Planting all
create
these
about things.
seeds.
All these seeds, right? All these different things are generating different seeds. They're gonna plant in a different ways. And like you said, you might have to go back and find out, like, what happened here, because it didn't plant what I thought it was going to produce. It didn't bring forth what I thought it was going to produce. So I have to go back, find out, like, all right, what happened? What I did wrong, right? Or make that adjustment, or bring forth that knowledge, that understanding knowledge of how to do this, greater going forward. So the next 5 or 6 different seasons that we coming into, you don't have to worry about, having that occurrence take place again. But
Oh, and you know what about that? That came to my mind, Nathaniel, is that like that being so much about life that sometimes we become, and this is where we lose our power. This is where I say we lose our power. We become disappointed, and disappointment can cause us to give up. Disappointment can cause us to lose our power because we may not recognize our power. And I was looking up the what the dictionary says is the definition of power. And one of the words it used was potential. Potential. The potential to direct or influence our behavior or the behavior of someone else, our power. And we give that up sometimes. And when we talk about the power of life, now life is our existence. And how do you know that you are existing? How do you know that you truly have life? Because life is more than just we're here, because there are a lot of walking dead. And go ahead.
I'm listening.
Because I saw a thought come to
Yeah,
you
I
when
mean,
I
yeah, but I'm listening. I'm listening to
but
before you
and
get
when
your
I
thought
say
out. Yeah.
walking dead, I mean, see, life is, to me, now this is just my opinion. We can be breathing, and to me that's just the potential. That's a potential for life. Breathing and walking and interacting, that's a potential. But to fully realize life is to embrace all the power and everything that we have the power to do with what we have been given. That's the
Yeah,
power,
which is actually, when keeping it simple, which is life,
which is
right?
life,
So because I was looking at
true life, not
yeah,
just being here.
so the other day, it was a young man. I don't know if you saw the news. A young man named Twitch. He actually committed suicide. He's on
Yes,
the Ellen show, and different accomplishments, and as far as music, dance, being a comedian, having a wife and a son and a daughter, and there was something in the midst of all that, that he found that was great in life, right? And he decided to take his life. So it's really being very cautious, and I would say this sort of a double dose of caution, from what I see in this world, is if you was to find something that was great in life, you got to give it back. You know what I'm saying?
right. And that's
I
what
don't
we were saying
care.
earlier.
Yeah,
You
it
just
doesn't
because
keep.
a person is walking around smiling and acting all
Yeah,
like everything is okay, that does not necessarily mean they're living their life.
yeah. I mean, because this is really important. When I look at this topic right here, you know, this young man, he, was successful supposedly according to society standards of success. Having money, having wealth, you know, and things of that nature. Good to see you too, Keisha. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you soon. Definitely got to tap into some of your stuff as well.
Yes,
And
good to
I,
see you always, Keisha.
yeah,
Thank you for spending some of your precious
no time
time
with
with
us.
us.
Appreciate.
That's another thing I'm very appreciative of. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just, it's just seeing, like, seeing the accumulation of all these different things, and the accumulation of things, whether it may be the accumulation of talent, the accumulation of money, status, power, recognition, whatever accumulation or what it may be, because whatever you do, it has to be an accumulation for you to be recognized for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, the accumulation of these things should, should not become the depletion of who you are, regardless of what it is that you're seeking to accumulate, regardless of what it is you're seeking to, master in the world, or, be known for in the world, right? Just know that it's always, like always, an extension of the core of who you are, which is your life, right? So all these things, an extension. Your life is the forefront. Is that foundation? Is that root? You know what I'm saying? That's in the earth. That's
Right,
deep,
right,
deeply,
right,
deeply seated. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And whatever springs forth from it, you know what I mean? If you spring forth your root, and that bark takes place, that first part of bark, and it's, when it's first forming, it's not appealing, you know what I mean? Because it's going through its beginning stages. You know, do you say, I hate this part of the process because I look so ugly. I haven't come to my full beauty, my full development. So this part of the process, I can't stand it. I wish I never had to go through this part of the process to get, but you're still talking about your beauty and everything that you're supposed to have, this magnificence that you're supposed to have without
Mm-hmm.
going through the process, right?
Right.
So, but then let's say you get to a point where you see your beauty, you see the beauty now, and it's flourishing, and everybody's coming by, and they rubbing your tree, and they say, "Oh my God, this tree is so beautiful. I
Right.
like it. Oh my God, it's fragrance from it. It's breathtaking,
Right.
And now you're just feeling yourself now, because you're like, yeah, oh, I'm the tree I'm supposed to be, and
Yes.
you know, and you get to this beauty, and everybody glow in, and they love you, and lightning hit your tree. right? And just mess up all your little beauty, right? But you're
Mhm.
still there, right? You're still there, right? Will you
Yes.
be able to outgrow that process of enlightening, or will you actually stay, connected to it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Will you forget that all this is just a part of your process as you're
Right.
growing, you know what I'm saying, to your magnificence, right?
And
Because that lightning might have hit your
yes.
tree when you was, 30 feet, but you have the potential to reach 200 feet. You know what I mean? So reaching 200 feet, when you look back down to the 30 feet, it's going to be insignificant because that is
Right.
already changed over. It's no longer, it's a thing that's in our past that we don't know that has been healed, but it has been healed. You know what I'm saying? But if we connect ourselves to it and keep ourselves to that thing, then it makes the healing process that much more difficult to
Yeah, and
undergo.
sometimes we get caught up, and when we talk about the power of life, Nathaniel, and that was when that young man that committed suicide, Twitch, that was what set me to thinking about the fact that sometimes we have a persona that we present to the world, and that's why I was saying, because I'm a happiness coach, you
Yeah,
know and people ask me all the time, are you happy all the time? And because who I am is not a persona. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It,
yeah. I mean, it's not
because
ready all
the
the time.
happiness, true happiness, is something that you have inside of you, and no
Yeah,
matter what is going on outside of you, that is still there, even
yeah.
though
It's not a translation of things. It's not a translation of things.
right.
And that's one of the things that you have to. I think you have to use things like that because you can't take it and translate it into a bottle, so you could drink orange juice out of it. You see what I'm saying?
That's
Like you can't,
right.
yeah, you can't transform it into something that's tangible for you to be able to touch, see, hear, or smell. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not of that caliber. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not of that caliber.
It's not of that caliber. You know what I'm saying? Like separating these things, and that's what I try to say is like this topic is so, the power of life, you know what I'm saying? Detaching yourself from these different things that have power over your life, right? Let's just go backward. Let's do it a different way, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you say, man, I love to go out, man. I love to have a good time. I love to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? But I can't go out if I don't have my hat.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So, you got this amazing outfit on, but your hat is missing, right? And you never go out.
Because I put
You
so
never go
much
out.
store
So
into that one hat.
to the hat. Yeah, because now somebody might know that you don't want to go out without the hat, and they don't want you to go out, so they hide the hat. They put it in the incinerator or something, right? That's
That
it. We know
sounds
how to
like a
get
story.
you.
That sounds like something that really happened in my life, Nathaniel.
I probably did. You're trying to hide your stuff. You can't go nowhere.
That's right.
Looking for that one shoe and you can't find it. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is
Or
my
those
shoe?
keys, those keys.
Oh, those
In
keys.
my instance, it was the keys. I
See, the
can't find my
keys.
keys.
You can't go nowhere without your keys. Where you gonna go without your keys? You wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, they're right there on the dresser. You like they was there the whole time. I missed it. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? You know
You
what I'm
won't be
saying?
going anywhere today.
Not today, maybe not even tomorrow either. I'm gonna let you see them at 3. When you wake up at 5, they're gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? Walked away again. Right? So, it's like it's it's that, I see is that attachment, you know what I mean, to what we think is supposed to be us. You see what I'm saying? Like, we enjoy life because we got on polo sneakers, or we got on Louis Vuitton pants, or we got on, you know what I'm saying, Jaguar glasses, or we got, you know what I mean, like all these different elements that we're placing, what I would say, in front of the core of our lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're playing backstage to all these different facets that we've created, right? Whether they may be tangible or intangible, we have created them. We have put them in front of us like a brick wall. You know what I mean? And depending on our arrogancy, you know what I mean, will depend on what type of wall we created.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right? Because if you're real arrogant, you gotta go to steel walls, and not only can nobody get into the space, but you can't get out either. Right? So it's like,
you have made a prison of your own making.
Yeah,
Of your
you
own
know,
making.
because you closing it in. You know what I'm saying? The power of life, of what I would see, is a continuum of is like a beam. It's like a beam that's like steady. You know, it's like this. It's a continuum. You know what I'm saying? And it's just gonna loop, and it's gonna do it all over again.
Yes.
And it's gonna just keep being this continuum, right?
Yes.
But the more things that you place in front of it, even on a metaphysical level, I would say, will actually get in the way of your steady momentum. You know what I'm saying? To be a part of your embrace and your glory of life, right? Because once you put things in front of your life, it's like, you know, you have a son, you have a daughter, you know, you have all these different things that, you know, you have your George Foreman grill, you know, you have all these different things that you have actually attached yourself to. It's just so makes life just so much greater.
I want to tell you this story, Nathaniel, when you talk about things. When my husband and I first got married, and I moved from Texas to here in North Carolina, and I immediately came in and started throwing away things. I was like, "You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. This." And he said I traumatized him. Because I was just getting rid of things that he was attached to. I traumatized him because I didn't, you know, and I wasn't thinking that way. I wasn't realizing that, you know, these things to me that I didn't see the importance of, he was attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I traumatized him when I was just so clear. Oh, this can go in the garbage. This is this. But they were important to him.
Yeah. It's basically like, you know, if you go into a hoarder's house and you move one piece of paper to another.
Stop talking
stack
about
of
my
paper,
husband. Stop talking about my
husband. You're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems. They're gonna take you out the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had touching papers and moving papers around. You know what I'm saying? I had that paper there strategically so I can come back and find it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be real careful. You just
wait a minute. That's been there for 30 years, and now you.
It don't matter. He knew it was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it goes. It may come up. It may a sense of importance may come up. You know what I mean? Like 10 years. You know what I'm saying, for that paper. So get rid of it now. 10 years from now, I'm not gonna have it when they come asking for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you gotta be real careful when you go into people's spaces like that and just be throwing people's stuff around like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know. You know?
Yeah, because people hold that against you. Like, she doing with my Mickey Mouse doll. You know what I'm saying? All even asking me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel some type of way. It's still 5 years from now, but you know, 5 years later, I still feel some type of way, you know, behind this situation. You know, but
that's right,
like I was talking about earlier.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just the more the more that we find to be connected to, you know, the more control it has over us. You know what I'm saying? To
Yes.
be able to define us, to redefine us, to, you know what I'm saying, to reposition us, to move us totally out of the way, you know what I mean, and certain things that come to our lives, you know, when we look at our life as like a bitter pill to swallow, you know, it takes on a different taste, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
you want to look at life as this beautiful thing, regardless of what it is you're going through, whatever challenges you're facing. You always want to see that silver lining at the end of it, which is actually, you know, I have life still, right? This is just silver lining. Like there's no other silver lining. Like it's not, oh, if I'm losing my money, I got a cousin that's rich is going to give me some money. He's not going to give you nothing, right? It's like it's understanding that whether someone does something for you or not, you have to understand that your greatest gift and your greatest potential out of everything that's in the world is the notion that you still have life, right?
Yes. Is your power
It,
tied up in your money? Is your power tied up in the fine car you're driving? Is your power, and if you lose that, do you lose your power?
yeah. I mean, because as you're going through this, you know, society and as the different economical changes that's taking place, you know, we're dealing with inflation now. You know, men are hurting, you know, women are hurting. You know, it's just so many variations of life that's taking place. You know, in the midst of inflation, with COVID going on, and you know, then people committing suicide and you know, senseless murders and all these different things and laws and stuff. You know, you have to find a safe space for yourself,
And that comes from
right?
within, I
And that
believe.
comes from within. That comes from within, right? You can go outside and look into the sky and pray all day. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be in the same situation now you were 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Is understanding that you are the power of life. You know what I'm saying? This has been given to you as a glory, as a blessing, and as a gift, not as a curse. You know, you're not waiting, you brought back so you can wait to be judged and all type of weird stuff. We make certain dynamics that take place in this life takes place because of who we are as people, the
Right.
different energy sources that we connect ourselves to, the different places, people, things, situations, they all create a different variation of life. Life is a conduit that must create itself. Like it must it,
Yes.
it, it must exist in a creative form. Like it must play itself out like one was watching a movie. Like it has to
Right.
play itself out. But the thing about this component is a lot of times, you know, the movie just keeps going on and on and on, right? Like
Right.
you don't know when to press stop, right? You don't know when to
Right.
say, okay, okay. I got this thing. It was good for me. It helped me out, right? I lost it. Good. Let it go, right? We don't know when to press that stop button to let that thing, that whatever that is, to let it go, like whatever it may be,
And that's
right?
why I was saying we fight life instead of flowing with life. We fight it.
Yeah, and that comes a lot from our cultural upbringings, you
Right.
know, our religious cultural upbringings, whatever you want to call it, whatever religion people want to call it, right? We're not being taught to release. We're not being taught to let go. You know what I'm saying? We're being taught to be competitive, right? To challenge one another, right? You know what I mean? To be in a possessive, materialistic, you know what I'm saying, mode for life.
Right.
To be able to obtain all that we can obtain so we can leave in heaven to our children, right? And make sure the other man doesn't leave inheritance to his children, right?
Right.
We have all these different components that we're trying so hard to get to, right?
Right.
Everybody want to be this person, and everybody want to be that person. Everybody want to be like that person and like person. I want hair like this and eyes like this and lips like this and this like that and that like that and all these different scenarios that actually takes away from who we are. Like we here
Right.
to live. Like we here to enjoy our lives. You eat meat, eat meat. You eat only vegetables, eat only vegetables. That's up to you. Like at the end of the
Be
day, whatever.
authentic.
Yeah,
Be
whatever it is, enjoy it.
be
Enjoy it.
authentic. It's
Whatever.
okay. You're
Yeah,
right,
it's
Nothing.
okay.
It's
That's right.
okay.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
It's
And,
okay.
and because I was looking, you're so right, Nathaniel. I was talking to my husband the other day, and we were looking at all the artificial things that now you can get this kind of injection, that kind of
Yeah,
injection,
yeah.
you know.
And then what? And then what? My daughter comes say, Dad, look at this. What's that? Oh, the girl went, to Brazil and she got a surgery on her butt and died. She want a bigger
That's
butt.
exactly what we were
I'm
talking
like,
about.
and I'm like, yeah, she has a bigger butt, but who's gonna enjoy the butt? No one can enjoy the butt now. She's not here, right? Like no one can say, oh, look at her butt. Her butt is so nice and
Nathaniel.
square,
Yeah,
rounded like an apple,
Nathaniel.
right? No one
Nathaniel.
sees it now,
There
right?
have been times, honestly, I had thought about, liposuction. You know,
Yeah.
I said it'd be my luck. They talking about sucking the fat out. They suck the wrong thing out. I mean,
Suck
that's
out your
just
soul, suck your soul out.
so. I'm gonna be
See?
happy with this fat. I'm gonna just go ahead and be happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I tell my daughter, I don't be trying to be facetious with my daughter. I just really just be honest with her. I'd be like, well, at the end of the day, like she want a bigger butt, but she can't do nothing with it now, because she's dead, right? No man can't touch it. No one can look at it. She ain't gonna be sitting down
She can't
on it
look
no
at it
more.
in the mirror.
She can't look at it in the mirror. Can't try her favorite jeans on with it. None of that. All that stuff is out the window, and it's just to show that the power of life is life, because without life, you can't enjoy any of those things that you're trying to do on a physiological level. Whatever
That's
you're
right.
trying to enjoy on a physiological level, you don't have life, you can't enjoy it. Whatever you're trying to
Right.
attain materialistically, if you don't have life, it's not going to do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, striving to obtain something that is great in life, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like hitting a self-destruction pill, just like, let me just hit this button right here and I'm just going to self-destruct, because how do you find something that's great in you, right? It's like, it's life, right? When we look
Right.
at the Most High, Allah, all these different names we have, Yahweh, and all these different names we have for the Most High. When we look at it, we realize that this entity is so much greater than us, right?
Right.
The infinite of this being is beyond our comprehension, right? And yet and still, we forget to enjoy the element of life itself.
And
Like this being is like,
yes, I don't mean, and I know you're not either making light of someone that may be going through a difficult situation and not being able to accept where they
yeah,
are,
yeah,
not being able to accept maybe some thing that they consider might be wrong with them. They don't have the big butt, they don't have the big boobs,
mm-hmm,
they don't have the you know the whatever, they don't have the fine shape, they don't. But you said it earlier, this society, uh when we're not careful, we will find ourselves comparing ourselves to what this society considers to be beauty. What
that's right.
this is
But it's like considered to be life, what it considers to be
Yes,
life. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
It's creating a life diagram for you to follow, right? And no one, and I'm just gonna be right. No one could create a life diagram for you to follow, right?
Right.
No one, right? What makes them happy may not make you happy,
Right.
right? The place they
Right.
go to and how they entertain themselves, that might not be the entertainment
That's
you may
right.
be
It's
into,
not a
right?
cookie cutter
Yeah,
existence.
there's no there's no utopia. So I believe that the power of life is to understand that there is no utopia, but life is a utopia that we all seek. You know what I'm saying? Because it is the essence that actually brings forth more of life, right? So
Right.
if you don't go outside without a hat, understand that it may be time for you to start making your own hats, right? It's like
Flow. Let's flow. Flow
just
with
let's
it.
let it flow, right? Just let it
Flow with
flow,
it.
right?
So,
Because
hey,
yeah,
somebody
because
took my car keys. I am not going to let that interfere with my flow.
Uber, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? like let's just shift the game up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Let's
it's
flip it.
yeah, you know what I mean? So we passed our time now, but it's a
Okay.
beautiful conversation I
Okay.
was having with Jeannie, and with the rest of our audience. It's always a pleasure to have y'all. But I just want to say, like, like the power of life is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't overthink it. Don't be trying to get into a metaphysical book and from the 1600s and all that to try to figure things out. It's just understanding that we are here to live life, to enjoy life. And it's like, whether I'm rich or poor, whether I'm senile or not, I'm still here. I'm enjoying my essence. I'm enjoying my day. I can go out into the field and talk to my birds and my zucchini flowers. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature, right?
Nathaniel, it was
Yeah, but
wonderful as always. And now I want us to chill out and flow a little bit. We're going to take this down a notch.
yeah, I said something about how flowers, guys. So y'all gotta be careful.
So we're going to take it down a notch, everyone, and we're going to just breathe. We're just going to breathe. Breathing in that prana, baby. Breathe. So, what I want everybody to do, if you're in a safe space, close your eyes. Close your eyes and take a deep breath to the count of 4. Let it out slowly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Relax the top of your head. Relax your face. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Relax. Go on down your arm. Breathing in and out. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Move down your body, relaxing as you go. Your legs, relax. Go down in your calves, your feet. Wiggle your toes. Relax. I'm going to count backwards from 5. We're going to take a deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Peace.
Peace and blessings to everyone. Please subscribe to I Am the Data. We also on YouTube. So y'all can check us out. Apple Podcasts, all the different things. So see y'all later. Reach out to